Ameera was just an ordinary girl from a small village. Her father worked as a bus driver, long hours, little pay. Her mother cleaned other people's houses, scrubbing floors and washing dishes until her hands cracked. But even in that small rented home, Ameera dreamed big. She used to look at the sky through their broken window and whisper,
"Ya Allah, one day, I'll give my parents a better life."
Her parents smiled, proud of her dreams, but they knew life wasn't easy. When Ameera finished school, she wanted to study further. She applied for a scholarship. She prayed to Hajjud every night, begging Allah for a chance. But when the results came, her name wasn't there. Her friends celebrated. She smiled at them. But that night, she cried quietly under her blanket. She whispered,
"Ya Allah, I tried, but maybe you have another plan for me."
With no money to study, Ameera started helping her mother with cleaning jobs. From house to house, she carried buckets, washed dishes, and scrubbed floors. People looked down on her. Some would say, "You're wasting your life, Ameera. Just get married." But Ameera never argued. She just lowered her gaze and kept working, because deep down, she still believed Allah sees her effort. At night, after work, she'd sit with her small phone, cracked screen, slow Wi-Fi, watching sewing tutorials on YouTube. She wanted to learn how to design clothes. Modest ones, something beautiful and halal. After months of learning, Ameera bought an old sewing machine using her savings. She started making abayas for her neighbors. For the first time, she felt hope again. But 1 week later, her sewing machine broke. The orders she took couldn't be finished. The customers canceled, and the money she'd saved was gone. Her mother found her sitting beside the machine, tears falling on the fabric. Ameera whispered,
"Mama, maybe I'm not meant for anything."
Her mother smiled weakly, wiping her tears.
"No, my daughter. Allah never wastes the tears of a believer."
After that, Ameera didn't give up. She started working part-time at a tailor shop. The pay was small, but she watched carefully, learning everything. She applied again for a sewing grant from a local NGO, and again, rejected. She tried to sell handmade hijabs online. No one bought. She started a small food stall. It failed in a week because of rain. Everything she touched seemed to break. And one night, Ameera stood in sujud, crying like a child.
"Ya Allah, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm tired, but if you're testing me, then please, don't let me lose faith."
A few weeks later, something unexpected happened. One of her mother's cleaning clients noticed Ameera's sewing samples. She said,
"These are beautiful. Can you make 10 uniquely designed abayas for my boutique?"
Ameera hesitated. She didn't even have a working machine. But the woman said,
"I'll pay you in advance, dear."
That night, Ameera cried again, but this time, tears of gratitude. With that small payment, she repaired her old machine and started sewing day and night. She didn't sleep. She didn't go out. She just worked, whispering Bismillah before every stitch. When Ameera handed over those 10 abayas, she was nervous. Her hands were trembling as if every stitch carried her entire life inside it. Weeks later, she received a message.
"Ameera, people loved your designs. We sold all 10 in 1 week."
Ameera froze. For a moment, she couldn't speak. She stared at her phone, then slowly sank to the floor, tears rolling down her cheeks.
"Alhamdulillah, ya Allah? Is this real?"
Her mother rushed in.
"Ameera Beta, what happened?"
"Mama, they sold out. All 10 abayas." "Subhanallah, I told you, Allah never wastes effort."
That night, Ameera didn't sleep, not because of work, but because she was too overwhelmed by gratitude. She prayed 2 raka'ahs of shukr. For the first time in years, her tears weren't of pain, but peace. The next morning, Ameera received another call.
"Hi, Ameera. Can you make 50 more abayas? Customers are asking for the same designs."
Ameera covered her mouth in shock. 50? She didn't even have enough fabric for 5, but she said, "Yes, insha'Allah." From that day, her life changed rhythm. She'd wake up for Fajr, then start stitching at dawn. Her sewing machine's hum became the sound of her dreams. Her small room turned into a tiny workshop. Fabric rolls on one side, threads on the other. Even her little cousin started helping, cutting patterns after school. But success didn't come smoothly. The electricity would go off in the middle of stitching. Her machine broke again once, just 2 days before delivery. She cried, she panicked, but she never cursed her fate. She simply said,
Allah tested me before, and He helped me before. He will again.
Her father, seeing her hard work, began helping deliver packages on his motorbike, and her mother cooked for her when she forgot to eat. They weren't rich, but their home was filled with something money couldn't buy: hope. Ameera started an online page called Modest Me. She didn't even know how to market it. She just posted pictures taken on her phone. At first, no one noticed. Then one day, a hijabi influencer reposted her design saying,
"Beautiful. Simple and handmade by a hardworking sister. Check her page."
Within hours, Ameera's inbox flooded with messages. That month, she made more than her father's monthly salary. For the first time, Ameera paid their rent herself. For the first time, her mother didn't have to go clean houses. That night, Ameera took her mother's rough, tired hands and kissed them.
Mama, you don't have to clean anymore. You worked enough.
Her mother hugged her tightly with happy tears. Months passed, and she opened her own shop, then an abaya factory. Alhamdulillah, with all her hard work and not giving up, made her win, and now she have 500K followers online. A year later, she received an invitation to feature her brand in a women's entrepreneurship program in Dubai. When she stood on that stage, simple dress, no makeup, just humility glowing on her face, she looked at the crowd and said,
I am not a businesswoman. I'm just a girl who fell many times, but every time I found Allah waiting to lift me again.
The hall fell silent. Some in the audience wiped tears. Ameera returned home and prayed long, long into the night. She thought about every tear, every humiliation, every no she ever received. She looked up and whispered,
Ya Allah, every pain was a step towards this. Thank you for not giving me what I wanted because you gave me what I needed.
Ameera's story reminds us, failure doesn't mean Allah left you. Sometimes it means He's training you for something greater. So if you're tired, if you've fallen again and again, remember Ameera. Remember the girl who started with nothing but faith. Because maybe, just maybe, your broke moment is the start of your blessed moment. You just don't see it yet.
Keep working, and one day you'll succeed, inshallah. Subscribe for more videos. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum.